Are you ready for this sickness? Let's get into it. Welcome back to Economics and Comics. We just got back from seeing... Sorry, funny joke happened. Fast and Furious featuring or presents? Hobbs and Shaw.
Presents.
Yeah. I'm here with Joel and Mike Massey from GoneWithTheTwins.com. You can check them out at their .com, or they do have a YouTube now, and they're doing the same thing we're doing here. Except I'm here. So anyway, thanks for taking me.
Yeah.
We get to see it a little bit early, and you're wondering, is this
I'm glad that you love this movie so much.
Oh, man.
From beginning to end, you're just
so good.
Riveted. Non-stop pleasure.
I'll get straight to... That's what she said. So, I'll get straight to the point and then let them dive deep.
I'm not going to fall for the bait.
First hour, I was super entertained. I know I'm skipping ahead. I don't think we're going to spoil too much, so I think we'll be okay there. First hour, I was like, okay, cool. It's like a spy. It's just those two. It's not super insane, ridiculous. Kind of. But it was enjoyable. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I like to see new tech. I like to see fights and these two guys go back and forth. And then we get into the second hour. It feels like it was a 5-hour movie. But at the last half hour where it should have been ended already, it just got really stupid. And that's how I feel about it. There you go.
You mentioned that the movie feels like it's 5 hours long. Part of that is because the plot is specifically designed around a clock that's running out of time. Yeah, so... if you've seen the trailers, you know the premise. But there's a virus
the
that
proverbial ticking time bomb,
yeah.
and the literal one.
Yeah, so you've got the Shaw's sister who has a deadly virus injected in her, and so she's got 48 hours to get out of her system, and then once she gets hooked up to a machine that can get it out of her system, she's got 30 minutes. Well, the problem with creating these specific sets of time is that the audience expects things to occur during this time frame, and then it doesn't. And so when things get really stretched out, like you said, it feels like it takes forever. I mean, the climax of the movie really should have fallen within like a 30-minute time frame, and yet it felt like it was a 2-hour long third act. And I think part of that is because they set a clock that's ticking down, and then they kind of ignore it for long stretches of time. We mentioned on the ride home, there's a moment where they are in Moscow, and they're doing their super secret spy stuff, and then they need to take a quick flight to Samoa. Well, I don't know the geography of that, but we're already we're well into her 48-hour time frame. Presumably there's only like 12 hours left and they're taking this flight. And I'm thinking, well, how long is this flight? Because once they land in Samoa, where you got the third act of the movie taking place, then there's like another 2 days still before...
Well, they even joke about a
ends.
Helicopter to Samoa. So now you're you could literally look up and see how long that flight would actually take.
Yeah,
maybe it's not far. Maybe it's not far, but it doesn't
far.
matter because
Yeah.
there was like 5 other countries before that.
Yeah.
I mean, when they finally get her, I guess it's kind of spoiled. They finally have her and they know they have to take this thing out of her or whatever. It had already been 12 hours or something of a 48-hour period before it goes viral, okay? So there's 36 hours left. They haven't even gone to Russia yet. They're in London. I guess it's not too far.
London to Russia? Yeah. I mean
it's
again, I don't know the specific geography, but in the context of general audiences, I think they're going to expect certain amounts of time for certain things to transpire, and this movie definitely doesn't feel like it follows its own rules for the time limit.
I mean, there's like a whole day in London.
Yeah, well,
Couple days.
Once they get to Samoa, it feels like there's at least 2 days. I feel
there's
like
no way. Yeah,
there's a sunset and a sunrise and a sunset and a sunrise.
Definitely.
Yeah, so which is weird, I think, ultimately for an action movie, because this should be fast paced. This should keep you on the edge of your seat. This should be filled with tension. And when so many things feel like they're delaying getting to the next scene, getting to the next big set piece, then it's slow and the pacing is off.
Just like any movie though, like when there's a countdown, like you have only a couple seconds, you gotta press the button before it blows up. They do the same thing with this thing.
They even go so far as to have a bomb timer set in one of the
gotta have the
facilities.
timer.
That's 40 minutes.
Oh yeah.
No, they do that multiple times.
It was like 45 minutes.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
And what happens in that 40 minutes? About 3 hours worth of infiltrating and.
Yeah, because they get knocked unconscious at some point, and then they wake up and they're being tortured with the electrocution and everything. Yeah. So who knows how long this is? And again, I think we can chalk that up to bad pacing. This is the screenwriters have created a premise that doesn't really feel like it plays by its own rules. And maybe if you analyze it scene by scene, maybe they did. I don't know. It feels like this is a way too long of a movie, and it does in fact clock in at like 2 hours 10 minutes or something like that, which is probably too long for an action film. Really, this should have had a fast pace.
It's the problem with the last scene. The last final battle should never exist. They go to Samoa, and I think it's just a way to bring the Samoa people to...
Yeah, well, it's Dwayne Johnson trying to celebrate his heritage.
Which I think is kind of funny, because I was talking about these guys in the car. When Aquaman did it, all of a sudden Dwayne Johnson's a Samoan again or something. I don't know what's going on there.
Samoa's, in the film, Samoa's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
It's a paradise.
No,
so maybe everybody just wants to go there for like a little mini vacation.
Well, if that's what they're doing. But what I'm saying is, they threw an extra half an hour into the movie where they could have ended it at the final bad guy's base or whatever, and it would have been clean out. And I would have given it a higher rating. And I don't have any problem with Samoan things at all. But it just throws another wrench in the time and everything. I was telling them on the way there, look, is this going to be another where the airplane's trying to take off for half an hour on a runway that's 500 miles long? Or a submarine that's breaking the ice thing at 200 miles an hour racing cars for half an hour? Is it going to be like that? And it wasn't until they did the time thing. They turned 2 days into 2 weeks.
Well,
and
plus
it ruined
the final climactic fight, they do have this chase that kind of goes on and on and on around.
And that's of course ridiculous too, but
yeah,
more believable than the other.
And I think especially with you, some of the action films we've been seeing recently, like John Wick and stuff, I have criticized the escalation of the action scenes. I've criticized the fact that they start with the best action scene and then there's only downward to go. Particularly with John Wick Parabellum, I think that was one of my problems with it. I thought the opening scene was so exciting and intense that by the time you reach the climax of the movie, it can't live up to that. This one actually does follow the pattern of escalation, where the final scene is the biggest, most explosive, most dramatic. Yeah. The problem is they go so far in off the deep end, it becomes fantastical. It's pure fantasy.
But
I think the fans of this series will appreciate it.
Well, because
it is the same type of action. That
they've come to expect that this franchise has transformed from what started as a car racing movie, street racing, to full-on super spies doing science fiction things.
We have to have nitrous. So that was like the end. A lot of nitrous.
Moonshine.
Moonshine. Yeah, well.
But also, this film, more than the others, has really transformed into its own superhero movie because of the villain.
The villain.
Is Idris Elba, who I think he's a great actor, but the character they've created is basically
he's
just
badass.
A Superman, Terminator, all of it rolled into one.
Yeah. In fact, so much so that they have to make a joke.
Yeah,
calling him a Terminator
and Superman.
So that people don't draw a negative comparison, they actually put that comparison.
And there's Terminator motorcycles, like from the movie. You hear a lot of Transformer sounds, which is really interesting. They're throwing in the whole boat at you. But honestly, when to wrap it up for me, I don't want to go. I'm sure you guys have more, but for me myself, I went in. I was hoping it would be more of a spy movie because of these two guys, and they followed that for about an hour and a half. I'm like, oh, cool. I can grow with this because I think Fast and Furious are getting a little out of control. I mean, we're on number 17 now. So it was a good turn, and those two together bickering each other's hilarious. But then I think the last 30, 45 minutes just crushed my dreams.
Yeah, I think so. The last thing I'll say about it is I think it was a good idea to isolate the number of characters down to Hobbs and Shaw. It's a more manageable number. It's not so much, but the problem is they followed the same formula as all the other Fast and Furious movies. So by the time you reach the end, it still feels like a Fast and Furious movie. And the fact that you've got these two very specific, recognizable characters, that's lost in all of the car chases and the excitement and the Fast and Furious formula.
But I think that's what people want.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying they don't want that. I'm just saying I didn't want that.
I would definitely recommend, if you're a fan of these types of movies, if you liked the other Fast and the Furious movies, this one's not going to let you down and be a completely different style of movie or anything. It's the same type of thing that we've seen before.
It's not like you're gone and we're racing the quarter mile. This ain't that movie. This is Fast and Furious style action built into these two characters and fight scenes and stuff like that. And in the end, they give you a little taste of the old school Fast and Furious with the cars and the nitrous. And I was hoping more for the James Bond action-y Fast and Furious. I like that film style. They got a lot of cool stuff, but they just didn't know what they were doing. And the time thing was a killer for me. So for me, 6 out of 10. I enjoyed the first half. You will too, probably. If you guys want to hear these guys' numbers or thumbs up, or we're discussing that too. But check them out, GoneWithTheTwins.com. Anything else, guys?
No, that sums it up.
Are you sure? All right, we'll see you guys later. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that video, please hit that like button and subscribe now. Here's another video for your sickness entertainment. Have a great one. Bye-bye.